Okay, I had a student ask how to solve this problem, and so I thought it'd be a good one to go over and do a YouTube video on it. So basically, it gives the problem in the intro, it gives the variance covariance matrix. So I just to save time, I went ahead and typed those numbers in here. And by the way, the variance covariance matrix often is the capital sigma is the symbol for the variance covariance matrix. So and then in part one it says calculate. Basically, I'm going to skip a little bit what it says, but it says what is the variance of the equally weighted portfolio? So if it's an equally weighted portfolio, that means a third of our money is in each one of these stocks, right? Each one of these stocks. So if I had like $9,000, I'd have $3,000 here, $3,000 here, and 3,000 invested in Walmart. So, but basically, what's asking you to do is do this. This is out of the book, and this is pretty easy to do. I'll just show you how to do it. It's equal to this. So you have to kind of create it like this. And then this, I want these numbers to go up and down. So I'm just going to equals transpose. I just want to transpose these and just hit enter. And then, so now the way this works is I'm going to multiply this time. Well, let me make these percent also. Let me format these the same. It's easier to read it in percent. So the way this reads is it would be this times that, plus that times that, and so on. And you just add all those together after you multiply them. That's a fancy way to do this formula. So the way to do it in Excel, I guess it equals this. Now I gotta be careful because if I copy it over to the right, I don't want it to move from there. So I'm gonna hit F4 until the dollar's in front of the A. That makes the A lock. And I'm gonna take it times whatever is above. Now I don't want I can move to the right, but I don't want to move up and down. So I'm gonna hit F4 to make the row an absolute reference, right? And then finally, I'm going to take it times whatever's in the covariance matrix, variance covariance matrix up here. And then pretty simple. And if I do it that way, then I can copy it down and over. Double check that this last one should be that times that times that. That looks correct, right? So let me put the formula in here. So the formula for that one would be that, right? So now we can calculate this very easily. Is this going to be, I'm just going to use this auto sum. I want the auto sum of all of these, right? And just hit enter. And that's our answer. You put the formula. And let's just check that answer. Control C. Go over here and put it in. Submit. It looks like it's correct. Okay. Now there's an alternate way to do this. The way I would probably do it. Although I don't know if this is in your book, but I'm going to use something called matrix multiplication. And let me get the formula here for you. That's the formula. So it's the weights times the covariance matrix times the transpose of the weights. Okay. And it sounds complicated, but really, in order to do it, you use something called matrix multiplication. So I'm going to go equals M multiply. And we're going to multiply these weights. That's the first thing it says here. I want to matrix multiply it times this variance covariance matrix because that's what that little sum symbol is. So now I've multiplied the first two things. Now I got to multiply the first two things again times the last. And I'm going to go comma. But this is a transposed. So I'm going to transpose it first. And I'm going to transpose my weights. And close the transpose, close that, and then close it finally, and then enter. And I get the same answer. Okay. So that's another way to do it. To do it all at once. That way you don't have to set up all this thing down here. You can just do it all directly from that, right? So that's part one. So part two, let's continue. Part two, it says, okay, we have some expected returns. So we could say, let me move this over just a little bit. So let's say we want to find we have these expected returns have changed now, and they've changed to 0.07, 0.06, 0.05. Now you can see I went ahead and formatted those percent. I just like that a little bit better. Then we want to know the expected return of an equally weighted. So the same equally weighted portfolio, we wanted to know the expected return. So we can say we want to know the expected return of the portfolio. And we already know it's equally weighted because we have it over there. So I'm not going to redo it. And that's pretty easy. You just use something called the sum product. So I'll go equal sum product. So basically it's the weighted average, because how much we have invested in Amazon times this expected return plus that times that. And the sum product just it does that. It takes all these, multiplies them together, and then adds them. And again, let's do that percent just to like to see that in percent. So that's the answer. You put the formula in here. And let's check our answer. Yeah, it looks like it's right. I kind of did this kind of funny. You know how I usually do solution separate, right? So let's go ahead and do the solution here. You want to know this? Okay. So that was part 2. So part 3, now the variance of the portfolio has changed. So we can say find. So now we have something new. Now our variance, our portfolio, or I'm sorry. No, now our weights have changed. So now we're going to change our weights. So now we have 40% and 25% and 35%. So we know this is correct if we sum it, right? If we sum it, should be 100%. So okay, so those are our new weights of our portfolio. We want to find out what our new portfolio variance is. Okay, so for a solution, so let's just do it. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy this, and we'll just drag. I'll show you a quick way to do this. Oop, Control Z. I'm gonna right click copy, paste it here. Now the problem is these are in the wrong spot, so I just have to drag these. Remember, this goes to our covariance matrix, and this goes to our new weights. And you hit enter. This is our new portfolio variance. And submit, and we got it right. Okay, so that's how you do that. I know I make it look easy, but I've done this a lot of times, many times. So anyway, if I went too fast, you can always pause the video, go back and relook at what I did. So anyway, so if you like this video, my picture will come up. Click on my picture and you can subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me any comments. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.